Okay, you're live again with the documentary of the St. Petersburg Police Department corruption. This is the uh, different. This is the different camera angle, which will show uh, these two guys calling two more officers to come in and kick me out of the lobby. But I'm gonna let you guys observe it as it happens. They're coming in. This is going to show everything that we couldn't see from the other side of the wall. From the other side of the wall. So while I'm sitting in those chairs over there, this is what they're. This is how they're congregating on the opposite side of that partition, that wall there. See, this is how false charges come. When they come together, and none of this is going to be on the paperwork. They never had this conversation. None of this stuff is documented at all. And everything must be documented at every moment. None of this is documented. This never happened. The sergeant calling these two guys out here never happened. None of this is in the records. Having a good time. Trying to ruining someone's life. And many people's lives have been ruined this very same way. So Mr. Snyder is hoping that Tim can clean up his mess that he's been doing in the records department. But the corruption is so strong, they're losing track of everything that's happening. That's the only way I got this information. In any other circumstance, you would not be privileged to the public records, even if you file a Freedom of Information Act. You will not get it, because when this guy right here get his hands on it, it'll absolutely be altered, and it probably won't exist anymore. And he's been doing that for 30 plus years for the police department, St. Petersburg SPD. That's why he got this little cool relationship with the officers, because he clean up all their mess. He's the cleanup guy. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, something like the what's the fish that cleans up everything in the suckers in the fish tank?
Oh,
It's a bottom dweller.
algae eater.
Algae, yeah. That's what he is. He cleans up all their mess. He's the cleanup guy. Get a close look on him. They imply the muscle, he cleans up the work. It's just like the mob. This racketeering, I bet they're making money off of this. They lock people up. Yeah, it's an enterprise.
Don't do that shit every no.
What's that?
Lawyers trading favors.
Lawyers trading favors too, you think? Yeah. They always backdooring deals. Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh, that's 1,000 CDs right there on the ground. How much that's gonna cost me? The leftovers? Woo, I got away. I ain't bring no antiques. Let's see what you got here. Let me see. Hope this will go viral for real, because people's lives probably been taken, and they've probably altered the information in which prove themselves to be innocent and justified in doing wrong, but honestly, they're not. And this is Junior. So Mr. Snyder, I found out doing a little more research, beating the bushes a little bit. I found out, you know what his nickname is, bro? His nickname is Junior. That's his nickname. The guy in the records department, all the officers call him Junior. I bet that's not in the records.
Yeah, he probably one of the motherfuckers. Daddy was a decorated cop and he couldn't even make the police force.
Oh, you think he couldn't be a cop? You think he was okay? I need to check to see his affiliate, see if he got family members in law enforcement, because that's probably how he got in. Yeah, because he is extremely I don't want to say it. He's not that bright. Not that bright. And Mr. Tim Montanari, his name is Timothy A. Montanari. I'm not going to address him in his in him being a detective sergeant or whatever. I'm gonna call him in his name because he stepped outside the color of law, and now he need to be addressed as just a regular criminal. Tim A. Montanari. His brother is Ed Montanari, the one who's the city council board member. He's like he's not just a regular. He's up there, but he's not the top guy in the city council. But he up there, and I believe he probably got this job because of his brother. Straight up. That's how they get in. You know what I'm saying?
That's a junior there.
Yeah, Junior.
Pretty sure he been up for 30 years. His daddy was up before him. But
You think?
His daddy probably was a cop. And he couldn't make the police force, so that's why he doing what he doing. That's
Wow.
why he got the ties like he got.
Yeah, he locked in. There's no way he can know, just to be a regular civilian, even if you worked there for 30 years, there's no way you can be disconnected with the officers like this. There's something else going on. All the officers call him Junior, bro. That's his nickname.
Like I said, but then again, like I say,
He been somewhere, he been working somewhere for 30 fucking years. Like I said, they probably know each other on a personal level.
Personal level?
Shit, that's a long time to be at one job.
Yeah. You be 30 years anyway, you know everybody. You know the janitor. You probably know the janitor's wife. who you don't know?
People that came and left.
Yeah, people came and left, right? When I did the roll call video, he was in the security. You know where you saw him on that first video?
Yeah.
He was in the security in that security area again, and I was doing the roll call. So when he saw me doing the roll call and calling out the names, he hurried up and ducked out the door. But it's too late, you know what I'm saying? All this on the flat. Everything on deck. You can't hide this. They coming back in now.
You don't want to pass that, I'm trying to stop. Someone trying to block that body cam shit.
Yeah,
See,
but you know what? That's one thing I'm championing for. If they say they want to actually do, they want to care about police, community policing, let's do this. Let's get those KOP cams, those cop cams to go 8 hours. and they'll record nonstop. So they don't push a button. They don't have no say so. It'll record 8 hours.
But then again.
But check this out, though.
Where's that?
No, check it out.
That video
I'm gonna tell
going
you.
to? As long as
Let me tell you.
long as Mr. Junior doesn't get a hold of it, it's gonna get doctored up.
But let me tell you what's going at. It's going to a offshore account, an offshore cloud or whatever, and one going to the police department and one's going there. And this KOP cop cam, it'll integrate with any dispatch system, and it'll go 8 to 10 hours the whole time, nonstop. So the officers don't control it at their discretion. It goes full time. So that's they don't want to hear about that, and it's not expensive either. But it'll definitely integrate with all systems, and it's not hard. It's not a storage issue, but they don't want that. They don't want that because if they can do this right here, and you know what I think too? I think they both deleting the phone calls of him calling them up here. For some reason, they both pull their phones out before he started pointing out where the camera's at. They both pull those phones out. That is Jet Li.
He in the fourth. That's the last one they ever did.
Which one that is?
Lethal Weapon 4.
Lethal Weapon 4? And they got you know what? They got so much money they playing with that they just blowing. I found out if you look at the city, I was told to go to the city's budget, and it shows how they allocate the funds that they receive. And if they don't use the funds, then they won't have access to it no more. So they have to blow the money to keep it coming in.
So see how that make any sense? Like if you spend it on what you're supposed to spend it on what you needed, and it rolled over for the next time the budget come around, you still should have that same money.
No, that's how they got it set up. Like they got to get. If they don't run through it, they can't use it. So even though they backed out and opted out not to use the 3.8 million to see the city was going to match them 3.8 million, and they were going to come up with the same thing, but they said, you know what, we had enough. We're just going to disregard the grant, the other 3.8 million, because the city was going to match the grant. They disregarded the grant that the city was going to match, and they just took the money from the city. And when they took the money from the city, now they're going to put that into the program like, oh, we're saving cash, but it's just blowing money all the way on the whole end. But, yeah, and I looked at the budget. If you looked at the city's budget, no, it's bigger than that. They spent $125 million for the law enforcement side on the city. So that's just law enforcement. The sheriff department spends this year. They spent $156 million on just their budget.
No, I'm talking about St. Pete Police.
Oh, they spent 125 million. And that's not even including the $78 million they put on this building right here that they're doing all the corruption in. Yeah. Look at them. The reason why they won't go in this building right here.
They don't get money for selling the old building.
Oh yeah, they're gonna sell that old building. They just used it temporarily as the city hall, and now they're back in the regular city hall. But they're gonna use that as they're gonna profit off of that by selling it to whoever that they already tied into. Yeah, absolutely. What's going on? They can't seem to close this door and stay in there because they're watching me sit on the outside. And while I'm sitting on the outside, they've already devised a little plate to come back and arrest me. Let's see what's going on here. It gets better. You can write.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna let them in, let them know what's happening. It really didn't take that much work, you know? It just paid a little bit of attention to detail and just documented it thoroughly. That's all it was. This is Patricia Hubbard, the major. She's looking outside right now as I'm getting arrested falsely while asking her or the chief, Anthony Holloway, Chief Anthony Holloway. I was calling on the 911 call, beckoning someone to come out and give me some assistance, but to no prevail again. All right. Okay, all these people know what's going on. Whoa. Technical difficulties. Yeah. All right, this guy here, he know what's going on too. He actually told the major to come back out when it got out of hand outside. When they got out of the control, he was the one wanting her to come out for the second time. That's when she was under pressure. I think she's gonna come out again with two cell phones this time, and we need to pull the phone records on those cell phones on Patricia Hubbard on the date of this crime. We need to pull the records on that. Who was she communicating with? Because I was on the 911 call on the outside of the building. On the outside of the building, I was making a call. Who was she communicating with? I'll get this guy here. He know what happened too. On the next video, that detective that just walked out of the frame, it's gonna be him and another plainclothes detective standing at the door. We need to identify them. That'll be the next video. And also there was a few citizens inside the records department who witnessed me getting assaulted while I was handcuffed and being punched in the face by David A. Romo, that's his name, David A. Romo. And also Officer Timothy, what is his last name? How do I say it? Monetary, that's his last name. Timothy A. Monetary, that's his last name. They came up with a little play. I asked for his identification outside of the building. He would never give it to me the whole time we interacted. And once I asked him for his identification, once they came up after they put the gloves on, he pretended to write it down and hand it to me off of his memo pad. And once I went to reach out to get it, Officer Ramo, David A. Ramo, hit me in the stomach and said that'll get me arrested. And they arrested me, saying that I aggressively tried to attack Timothy Monetary. He said I aggressively tried to attack him, and David A. Romo was the one that saved him, while George Lofton stood by. So that's how the play went down outside. But once they knew that the lie couldn't work, they dropped the charges within a month's time. So that's how that went down. After he handcuffed me and dragged me down the stairs, and they all, he got on top of my torso and punched me in the face while I was handcuffed. And after that, they dragged me and put me in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's that part that I'm not gonna show that. Like, if they got anything they want to dispute against my case, I'm gonna show that in court. Are you ready? Put on Be honest 24/7. That's that passcode for that. Sorry it's taking so long. I'm waiting for Miss Patricia Hubbard. She's not going to be the major anymore because she's standing outside the color of law. And I'm definitely pursuing her in her individual capacity, not in her title as the major, because she will not have immunity by stepping outside the color of law, neither will any other officers and the civilians involved. Yeah. We're going to kick that real lawyer type law stuff with them. It's all about learning your civil laws. Learn these civil laws and these amendments. You must know them, man. Here she go right here. Now she got 2 phones. Before, she had 1 phone. She was smiling when she first came out. They were always happy. She had 2 other detectives with her. I don't know their name yet. But she had those other 2 detectives. Now she by herself, and the problem got out of hand. She got 2 phones now trying to figure out what to do. Yeah. Hopefully this job will be done with. Hopefully they'll get her out of here. They need to arrest her. I already talked to they changed the internal affairs name to Better Business Professional. I already called them, and they should be arresting her. She should already be arrested. She should be arrested, and all these other officers and detectives should be arrested. Not just drop my charge, beat me up, follow me to the jail, tell the guards in the jail they'll attack me too.
That's how they feel. They go, we drop the charges and shit, nothing else be coming out of it. You know how they doing you a favor.
Yeah, you know me a favor, because we're just not going to put, the DA feels like there's no need to know information, no file the case. Yeah, right. You would file that case if you can make any revenue on it. I think they finished on this. Let's cut it off. Signing off.